that's gonna really piss me off. No. Ladies and gems, welcome back to the channel. It is that time of the month again, and no, I'm not referring to my period, although I am on my period, and that is why I am doing the People's Diary yet again. I have no idea what episode it is, and I could just check my phone for it, but I'm lazy and my phone's in the other room, so I'm not gonna do that. But whenever I'm just feeling a little bit low, or like just overall just feel a bit shit, I read the People's Diary. And today I'm not feeling like mentally, I just feel ugh, because as I said, it's that time of the month. I do just want to make a disclaimer, I've tried everything possible to sort out my eyelashes. Just don't, we're not mentioning them today, okay? They're definitely not twins. I don't even think they're sisters. They might be distantly related cousins. They could be inbred at this rate. I honestly have no clue, but they're not sitting on my face right today, and it's annoying, and I can't get my password right. What is wrong with me today? If you head over to my Instagram or the link in my description, that is where I post the People's Diary link. If you ever want to get anything off your chest, as I always say, treat it as your own diary. Just get stuff off your conscience. When I read it, it makes me feel like my life isn't as bad, so that's why I like to read. And we all just like to have a little bit of a laugh on this channel. That's what the People's Diary is all about. Please do not take anything I say in this video like seriously. It's all supposed to be light-hearted. People do get a little bit offended sometimes, but I mean, you confessed, so I have no words now. I also have my cookie here from my local little coffee shop down the road. I didn't think anything was still open, but I went for a walk, and it's got like Kinder, like melted Kinder in it. So today's video, we are reading your 2021 confessions. We want to welcome in the new year in the bestest way possible, and I didn't realise how many of you have actually submitted confessions since the new year. I haven't checked this obviously since December last year. Oh, what the fuck? There's quite a few, so let's just get straight into it and see what you groovy girls have been up to. One time during sex, my boyfriend put my bullet vibrator inside of my vagina, but it went too far up and I couldn't get it out. It was stuck inside of me. It was stuck inside of me, still vibrating. I honestly thought I was going to have to go to A&E to get it removed. Thank goodness after a bit of pushing, it finally fell out. Now I don't ask him to use them on me anymore. I mean, you could, because if you were using them during sex, then obviously like it was just experimental, it was a bit of fun. Maybe you don't enjoy sex normally and you like need the bullet vibrator, I don't really know, but just experiment a little bit more, and once he gets comfortable with it, then he's obviously not gonna shove it up your esophagus. So I don't know, I think maybe bring the sex toys back. Don't let that one bad experience ruin a really good time. None of my friends know that I'm sleeping with people double my age. I'm curious to see how old you actually are, and when I'm telling them, they all think it's this one person in the year above, but you know, I'm sleeping with his dad. Oh my god, the thrill of sleeping with someone in your school's dad must be ridiculous. But then there's no age at any point in your school that you should be sleeping with somebody over the age of 18, so that's a bit weird. You also put at the end of this, I'm a guy, so like this could be super interesting to see whether the person in the year above's dad that you're sleeping with is openly gay. Like, this is wrong anyway. There's a lot of boundaries that are being crossed right now, because obviously you're going to be underage. I know you are. I know you're going to be underage, because you wouldn't be in school unless you were like kept behind a few years, but that's very rare occasion. So I don't think you should be doing that. It's really difficult sometimes with gay guys, because they do, not typically, this isn't all the time, but some people who are gay do look for older people, like older males, to have a relationship with or experiment with or sleep with. I don't know the actual reason, but there is a reason for it. I read about it somewhere, but I'm not really too sure what that reason is. If anyone does know, please let me know, or like if you've ever had a similar experience, then DM me, just to like, I don't know, open my knowledge a bit more. But there is something about that. I, 13, vaped in the bathroom at school, and I felt so guilty. A few weeks later, I told my sister, she is 16, that I did it, and she told me that she has done vaping, weed and alcohol. We now vape together in her room when our parents are asleep. Okay, so one, I just want to say this is read so innocently. I know that everything mentioned is really bad for a 13-year-old, but we'll get onto that in a quick sec. I just want to say, I don't know, like, it was just really innocent. She has done the vaping. Like, instead of saying she's vaped, I don't know, just I found that really funny. You shouldn't be vaping, okay? Vaping is so bad for you. Like, it's still got nicotine in it. I know that you can get ones that are nicotine free, but it's just such a bad habit to get, because then you're eventually just going to go on cigarettes, or you're going to juul, and like, it just, you know, it's not a good habit. And if your sister is 16 and she's smoking weed, I feel like eventually you'll probably move on to that, which, I mean, I don't have an issue obviously with what you choose to do when you're older, and obviously there's the whole argument of whether weed should be legalized, because of everything going on in America and all of that. I'm not gonna judge your sister, I'm not gonna judge you, but you're 13. Your sister, who's older than you, should be setting a good example. And I do get in some respect that she's just wanting you to do it in a safe environment, and like, I get that. I have a younger sister. If she was ever to try anything, I'd want her to do it with me so that she's safe and I could look after her. But you're saying that you do it now in her room while your parents are asleep, but you know that you shouldn't be doing this, and again, you're 13. Don't get bad habits while you're young, because you will never break them. They'll just be a really bad cycle. There's a lot of 13-year-olds in these confessions. What the fuck is going on? When I was 13, I sent up my best friend who was a boy. I assume he's 15. We got drunk and I never told anyone because I thought it was weird, but at the time everyone thought we were dating, even though he was gay, but I couldn't tell anyone because he wasn't out yet. That is a really good move from you. The fact that you just let people think you were together, super cool, because obviously you don't want to out him, and that's really, really good of you to not tell anyone. So I feel like that was quite like a little sweet confession. You sound like a good friend to have. My cousin and I are the same age, and we used to hang out loads when we were younger. There's also a lot about cousins in this one, wow. Although less now due to family issues and her basically being a 16-year-old druggie. There's so many similarities in all of these, like 16-year-old druggies, cousins, like the fuck. When we used to play mums and dads like regular kids, I ever played mums and dads. However, we would take it in turns to be the mum and be the dad, and we would pretend to have sex. This is weird because you were, well, I don't know how young you were. We did this by rubbing our hands all over each other's backs, but we never touched any lady parts. That's good. And one time we even did it at our nan's house. I found out the other day that she has now had sex with 2 girls but is still straight, although she does prefer to eat, the word that I don't like, over sucking dick. And I am now a closeted bisexual. Love you, Haz. I love you too. Really cool to hear that you're a closeted bisexual. I mean, hopefully you'll be just bisexual soon and not closeted. But this is interesting. I obviously appreciate the fact that you didn't, you know, inappropriately touch each other because you were underage, and that would just be seriously wrong. This is really, really innocent. I can't relate because I never played mums and dads. Like, I don't even know what mums and dads is. But I think it's interesting to discover that you both, this is really weird. She's had sex with 2 girls but is still straight, although she does prefer to eat girls out. So maybe she isn't straight. I don't think she is. I think she also might be a closeted bisexual. She could be a closeted gay. I mean, she could just be a closeted no label. Not putting no labels on anything, but I think she might need to, you know, have a bit of a chat with herself. I mean, there isn't any rush. Like, she can say whatever she wants to, because, like, oh my god, it is such a spectrum. You don't need to be at any point of the spectrum. You can be whatever you want. But if she's, yeah, I don't know, she can decide what she wants to decide, because it's her sexuality, and it, babes. So I'll just leave it as that, shall I? When we were 15, me and my boyfriend snuck off to a car park, and it was quite a busy one too. I started to suck his dick for the first time. Oh, you're 15. Okay, I need to keep remembering that I also did this at 15. I just see 15 and I'm like, whoa, fuck, that's so young. But I did the same thing. As he was about to come, he asked if he could do it in my ass, and I panicked and said yes. Why would he ask? Out of all the places, just do it in my mouth, bro. Why should he do it in my ass? Just as he went to come in my butt, I don't like the word butt, a man walked around the corner, but he ignored us. Okay, good, because that would be weird. I stupidly then pulled my leggings straight up, and the cum came straight back out and went through my leggings. Something I didn't want to know. And there was a lot, apparently. Thank you for informing me of that. So I had to then get in my dad's car, like, and got cum all over his seats. Oh my god, he totally would have been able to tell, because like, how are you going to clean that up? You're 15. It's not like you can just go out and be like, hi dad, can I drive your car? And just, ew. That's not your fault though. Why would you want to come in your butt, man? Once I had toilet paper stuck to my vagina because I used to make a make-do pad because a guy came inside of me and it was dripping out. Oh, when I first read this, I thought you meant a makeshift pad, like because you started your period and you didn't have any pad. But now this makes even more sense. He'd obviously like came inside of you that much. He's got like a really high sperm, you know, that it was dripping out of you. Okay, totally get that, totally get that. And a few hours later he went to go down on me, and I had to tell him that it was stuck, that the tissue was stuck. I tried getting it off, but it was then stuck to his face. When he finished, I was mortified. Oh my god, I don't actually know what I would do in that situation. That's like the equivalent of walking out the school toilets with tissue stuck to your foot, or like tissue hanging out your arse. I think tissue hanging out of your arse, like out of your skirt or something, would be worse. Oh my god, remember when like your skirt would get stuck to your tights? There's so many horror stories from high school, honestly. Me and my best friend, who are both girls, we both had boyfriends, but we got drunk one night and then we kissed, and we thought it would be funny to experiment with having sex and fingering and licking each other out. Sounds like a fun game. We both kissed, and this has happened multiple times now, but I'm just not sure what it means. One, you're cheating on your boyfriend, so I definitely break up with them. I also think it might mean that you fancy your best friend. I do understand that you're saying you're experimenting. Normally this is something that you should do when you're single, because you're not experimenting with the person that you're with. That's a bit fucked. But it also might mean that you fancy your best friend. I mean, your best friends after all, like it's very easy to gain feelings for your best friend. And I feel like, to me, it's coming across that you're straight. You're both straight, because you're saying it would be funny to experiment. So that means you're not openly bi, you're not openly gay, you're just straight. Yeah, I think you might like your best friend. That's all I'm saying on that one. This is a big one, so let's dissect. So I've got a feeling that my boyfriend goes through my phone when I'm asleep. I was cuddling him last night and he was hugging me so tightly. I said to put my phone on charge, and I'm guessing he did. I was falling asleep when I could feel him slightly tap away on whoever's phone. Every time I woke up, he acted super sus, like he was hiding something. Anyway, I kept laying there wondering what the hell was going on, as every time I would move, he would hide the phone or tuck it away. And because I was overthinking so much, I got up and asked, where's my phone? Wow, this is really dramatic. My heart dropped and I felt sick to my stomach. I started crying and I told him nothing was up because I don't want him thinking I'm hiding something, and I don't want to rush to conclusions, but he's done this multiple times. And we gave each other our passwords, but I forgot his, so I don't even touch his phone. I feel like he doesn't trust me and I feel like I want some privacy. So I changed my password without telling him, so if he does it again, he can't, LMAO. But I haven't told him anything and I don't know what to do. See, that's a bit of a tricky one, mostly because in a relationship you are supposed to trust each other so much. Like, they shouldn't be giving you any reason to doubt. And I know that this isn't you thinking that he's cheating or anything, this is the other way around. He might just be really insecure, but this is also kind of controlling, I'm not gonna lie. If anyone was ever going through my phone, I'd have a conversation with them first. Obviously I wouldn't call it off straight away, but I'd just say to them, like, look, it's my privacy, there's nothing to hide. Like, I can literally show you. Not that you should never have to show anyone anything on your phone, because they should trust you enough. But I feel like if it was me, I would just be like, look, nothing, you can literally see, and then just be like, you're not looking again though, like, that is it, okay? And if you do it again, then I'm calling this quits, because we need to have trust in this relationship. And I know that's difficult sometimes, but you need to remember that there is boundaries in a relationship. Some people forget that so much, and they get so caught up in this like manipulation and this closed off relationship where you just feel trapped, and it's just a downward spiral. It's really not good. So I would just say, like, look, I have a feeling that you've been checking my phone at night because, well, obvious reasons. You've got examples, you've literally just wrote me one. Or next time he does it, just be like, are you on my phone? And if he's like, yeah, why? Just be like, well, why though? Like, why are you on my phone? I have nothing to hide and you should trust me. That's the only advice I can state. And if he keeps doing it after you've spoken to him about it, then I'd leave, because that's not good for your mental health. It literally made you cry. It's not good for your mental health, babes. So I shagged Byron outside of KFC and he called me mummy. His white Calvins had shit stains in them. Please help him with his washing. Obviously this is so true. Haha, laugh, Annie. So I was eating a girl out and she was on her period, but I really didn't care. However, over a week later she called me and told me what? And told me she was having I don't even know if I can read that. A week later she called me and told me that she was having a miscarriage whilst I ate her out. Extra protein, I guess. I hate the fact that you've just said that. It's the last comment for me. It really is. It's the last comment. That is so sad for her. That is so sad for her. Oh god. Awful. Awful. When I was younger, me and my cousins used to have sex and kiss each other's bellies. Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, at least it wasn't anything else. I'm not going to call that one incestual because I feel like you would have been so young that that's just innocent. But don't do it again. I've had sex with my teddy for 23 years. Swiftly moving on. I am a girl and so is my cousin. We have always been close, practically sisters. When we were 4 and 5, we were at my grandparents' house and I think we watched a film that had some like very child-friendly romance. It was a You. Oh my god, remember when we were only allowed to watch You films? That was a long time ago. We went to bed and wanted to try kissing, so we did. It was only a peck on the lips just to see what it was like. No one else knows and we have not discussed this since. I am fully aware that this is probably incest, but it has now been over 10 years later. I again think that this is just really innocent. I mean, if you think about your age, you were 4 and 5, so obviously this is inappropriate anyway. It seems really innocent. You didn't get with each other. I don't want to say that, but like you didn't do that. And I think this was purely just two little tiny people just being innocent, you know. I'm not gonna look into that any further. I went on holiday with my boyfriend and his family and I still thought I was straight at the time. It's gonna be an interesting one. I'm now actually bi and trans, but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, he and his parents and my family went to the shop or something, leaving me and his twin sister in the villa. I know you're gonna get with the twin sister, this is exciting. Long story short, we ended up getting wasted and making out naked in the pool. I wasn't expecting that. My boyfriend came back and found us, and let's just say it was a very awkward holiday. I obviously really do not agree because you cheated on your boyfriend, like you are a piece of shit for that, but it was also your sexual awakening. But I don't agree with it. I f***ed my flatmate that I've been relatively good friends with and now he's being a twat, and I can't confront him because he'll think I've caught feelings. but I haven't. I think you have a little bit of a crush on me. Yeah, you do. You fancy him. I'm sorry, you have cool feelings. That's just how it is. My second cousin has a crush on me, and he's also 17 and I'm 13. Okay, that's very fucked up, and you need to tell someone about that. Not only is he your cousin, but the age. I know you're only 13, so you might not like know this, but that's wrong, and you need to tell someone in your family. If he's like actually vocally said this or like made advances or anything, you need to tell someone. What a creep. I'm in love with my first cousin. I'm so sick of these cousin confessions. Why does everyone fancy their cousins? In fact, you don't even fancy your cousin, you're in love with your cousin. And it's not even like a third cousin, it's your first cousin. One day in 2018 of December, out of nowhere, he kissed my forehead. This sounds like a fucking Wattpad fanfiction. One day in 2018 December, out of nowhere, he kissed my forehead. At the time, I thought it was normal. I don't know why. Then later that night, I went into his bedroom, and on his bed, I don't know why. Why do you keep saying I don't know why? He just started kissing my face and eventually my lips. Ew. I didn't like him and felt very uncomfortable, but from that day on, every time we see each other, we would kiss. In July 2020, we started texting each other more and more, and when we were together, ooh, we started touching each other. No. In 2020 October, he tried to have sex with me, and I agreed at first, but then I said no and he got mad. Fuck him for getting mad. Anyways, I don't know what to do now. We both tried to stop it and it hasn't been working. I've been crying myself to sleep every day because I can't stop thinking about him. I've also started to realise that I'm doing worse in school because I can't stop thinking about him in class. Oh, you're in class. You're in school. So you're young? Eee. I don't know what to say to this. I mean, I don't want to make you feel bad because you've already said you're crying, but like, that's not okay. Personally, I always receive so many comments of people being like, why are you saying it's weird to fall in love with your cousin? Like, it's not weird. It used to be legal. And in some places it is legal still. However, I just don't agree with it. I think it's still ancestral, especially your first cousin. It is wrong, babe. It is. From my personal opinion, it's wrong anyway. I know other people will disagree with me, but I think it's a bit fucked up, alright? Okay, so basically I was 12, maybe 13, and was dating this guy, but I wanted to break up with him because he was a dickhead. I was at my nan's house with her partner, and his son, who is my uncle. Okay, I feel like this is important. Because me and my uncle are near enough the same age, we were upstairs chilling, like watching a movie or playing Xbox or some shit. He ended up telling me to text my boyfriend and break up with him. So I did. Long story short, me and him ended up making out, and he grabbed my ass a lot, and we were talking about getting together. That's your uncle. So does that make him your great uncle? It's still not great. Does it mean he's a great uncle? But I think he is your great uncle. I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. Also, why are you not calling your nan's partner your granddad? Is it not your biological granddad? I don't know how to feel about this because you're not blood related to the uncle, I assume. Unless your nan's partner is your dad, because you said it's your uncle. I'm really far too into this. I know that actually wouldn't be it because you would have said, because it would have been even more fucked up. Either way, this is very, 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 very ancestral, and I don't know how, but it is, because I can't wrap my head around it. When I was on holiday in New Zealand, I had really bad diarrhea and I shat all over the bed and the carpet. Both of them were white. And then I ran to the loo, but while I was in the loo, my mum's friend stood in my shit and saw it on the bed, and she thought it was the dog. But then she remembered that they hadn't seen me for a while. Thought it was me. So I lied and I said that I was actually wiping the dog's shit off my foot. That is a very good excuse, okay? You did well there. I feel bad for you that you shat all over the white floor though. That was probably a very nice white floor. This guy was fingering me and I was enjoying it, and after he goes, you're really wet. And I'd peed quite a bit, it turns out. And I don't know if I can talk to him again because I'm so embarrassed. So I just went straight home. You could have just passed it off as just it being, you know, you being really turned on, to be honest. They're not gonna know a difference. Boys don't know, alright? You could totally just see him again and be like, she was like so wet last time. Like, boost his confidence, sort of pissing on him, you know? I'm 14 and sex grosses me out. I've tried masturbating, but it makes me feel sick, and I've never found anyone attractive. I've just always lied. I'm really confused. Am I normal? Of course you're normal. I mean, oh my god, as I said, sexuality is a massive spectrum, and I touched on this in my sex advice video. You could be asexual, but you're also 14. That is still very young. There isn't any pressure to like rush into your sexuality or finding people attractive, or oh my god, having sex. You shouldn't even cross your mind at that age, to be honest. Some people advance quicker than others, and people like late bloomers. Some people just go at a normal pace. Everything is normal, to be honest. Even if you haven't had sex at 35, it's normal. There's no rush. It's not a race, alright? I think just put this to the back of your head and don't think about it until you're a little bit older, like possibly 16 to 18 maybe, which is obviously when you can start experimenting because that's the legal age of consent. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but if as you get older you do still have this mindset and you don't find anyone attractive, then maybe look into asexuality, because you could be asexual. On Christmas I was with my best friend of my entire life, like she was literally there when I was born. Okay, we get it, your best friend. She was 2 years older than me and we were both drunk. We were lying in her bed chatting and she goes to kiss me on the nose. After 2 minutes of doing this, she was kissing you on the nose for 2 minutes. She goes and kisses me tongue, and her bro called her, so we had to go. After, I really wanted her to finger me. Aww. I mean, it was your best friend, so that's kind of cute. And oh my god, that means you like a best friend! That's so exciting, because that, like, I love relationships. You know, in movies and stuff, when someone falls in love with their best friend, like, it is just the best relationship, because you're already so comfortable with each other. But you could also ruin the friendship, so just be careful there. Maybe just, like, do it again. I don't know, and see what happens. I'm secretly friends with benefits slash kind of dating a boy in my friendship group, and one time he was fingering me, and my brother walked past and noticed us, so I had to pretend I was crying and this boy was hugging me so my brother didn't think anything was off. That is such a good idea. That is such a good idea. I'm pretty sure we had this in one of the other people's diaries where we were saying, like, someone pretended that they were giving someone a chest massage in order to make it look like they were not having sex. But like, this is how you get away with murder, okay? You pretend you're crying, because you could just be sat on top of someone like this, like, or if someone's completely like you from behind, they could quickly just pull out and then just be like rubbing your back, and you could just be like, I'm not gonna do it because I know there's some freaky shits out there that's gonna screenshot my ass. But you could just be crying into the bed like, oh my god, I'm gonna use that next time. I have just told everyone, if anyone ever walks in on me, that I'm gonna pretend I'm crying. That is so clever. What the oh my god, putting that in my diary. Thanks, babe. So good girls, that is it for today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed listening to some more people's diary, and if you do want to confess anything, get anything off your chest, just, you know, have a bit of a ramble, then head down to the description. You can see my link tree. It has some super important links on there, as well as how to submit your intros for my videos, how to send in your confessions for the people's diary. There's Black Lives Matter on there. We've still got all of the movements that need love and appreciation and support, so please do go and show them some love and just show some interest. We need to keep fighting for a change in this world, because just because it's gone a little bit radio silent on the internet doesn't mean that these issues should not still be spoken about. We need to keep the movement going. So yeah, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what to feel about any of these confessions.